Greetings, everyone. It is I, the mighty Haysoos. I am back with chapter 1083 of One Piece, The Truth of the Day. The cover page of this chapter today is reader request. Doflamingo offering his coat as a new home for a chick that fell from the nest. So we see a baby bird, a chick, resting in Doflamingo's coat, the very feathery coat that he usually wears. As we see a not impressed Doflamingo putting a band-aid onto the poor chick. This is a very funny cover page suggestion. I really like it. It really shows another side of Doflamingo. Anywho, let's start off the chapter. Obviously, we are at Kamabaka Queendom. I managed to complete all of my objectives, Sabo is reporting in. Broadly speaking, I had 3. First, destroy the symbol of the celestial dragons in a declaration of war. Second, to free as many slaves as possibly could, and take back Kuma. And then the third objective that we had no idea about. And third, to venture into the land of gods and destroy their food stockpile. That's pretty smart. Destroy their food stockpile. Well, they are going to war. How did I do? You certainly drew the world's attention, and thanks to the fact that you kept a large part of the Navy's strength occupied, our influence in a dozen countries around the world sparked the people to take up arms, ending in 8 successful revolutions. So as we see, because of what Sabo did, it has sparked revolution in a dozen countries. I think that's 12. 12 countries, and 8 were successful. But don't forget, out of those 8 countries, 1 was Lelucia. Oh, dang. So that means only 7 countries, which vanished mysteriously without a trace. They won't write about it in the papers, but the 7 countries now under new leadership have cut off all heavenly tribute to the government and stopped exporting natural resources. That's pretty good. That's one way to win a war. No more resources for the people in Mary Joie. All around the world, our revolutionaries are attacking the government cargo ships, cutting off vital supply lines to Mary Joie. Mary Joie. I'm still unsure about the pronunciation of Mary Joie. Mary Joie. Anyways, it's the Holy Land. They like to call Mary Joie an impenetrable fortress because of its great elevation. Geography. As Teching 101 would say, geography is everything. But they have no defense against a lack of food. I see where they're going with this. Let's see how you like living without money in the bank or dinner on the table. Hee-haw! Ivankov is pleased. That'll hit him hard, won't it? Almost certainly. We haven't cut off all the supply lines, but they're surely starting to feel the pain in the capital by now. We see a silhouette in this panel. Of course, these are not the kind of people to stay quiet under duress. If they mobilize the Holy Knights... Oh, the Holy Knights. How many Holy Knights are there? We see a silhouette that in this panel that is like front and center of all these silhouettes of the Holy Knights, it would seem. That is in a stark resemblance of Shank's silhouette. It's kind of scary. I don't know if Oda's just throwing us a bone for us to trip over and assume it's Shanks, but who knows? He really likes to pull our legs. It could be someone completely different, but we will see in the future. It is quite mysterious. So Dragon is saying, that's where the fighting will begin. Obviously. I forget. So their plan is sieging the Holy Land, which is pretty smart considering that supply lines would be cut off, and all these rich people are so used to eating lavishly. It's a very smart plan. Sabo, Flame Emperor Boy, you're the one they'll be most after. You're the one they'll be after most of all. And Sabo's not pleased about that name. Still not feeling that name. Regardless of the truth behind it, the assassination of King Cobra has turned you into a hero in the people's eyes, which is kind of sad considering King Cobra was he was a good king. He wasn't greedy or selfish. He was pretty respectable. From the perspective of the rebellious, anyone affiliated with the world government is an enemy, which is truly unfair. Well, not unfair. It's truly what's the word? It's too bad, basically. Of course, there are many wicked kings who oppose their people. But there are also wise and just kings who are capable of rulers. Exactly, like King Cobra was. I guess he is dead. King Cobra of Alabasta was known far and wide as a noble leader, a man of great character. But news does not always spread accurately, which is true. People will believe anything these days. Well, I'm sorry to King Cobra, but this way suits me just fine. If anything that gets the flames of revolution burning. That's pretty harsh. He takes a swig of a drink. I like that attitude. Let's hear your story then. Tell us the truth behind this article. King Cobra assassinated. And we see a picture of Sabo right in front of King Cobra's body and all bloodied to a pulp. It must be a framing. We tearfully begged and pleaded, searching for a reason for you to do this. We all want to believe in you. Sabo is shocked by looking at this. So we cut to a flashback. Over 1 month earlier, land of the gods, sacred Marijois. During the reverie. Man, the reverie was so long ago. Intruders in the land of gods. Agents to arms. The food storage exploded. And we see all the celestial dragons running. 4 revolutionary captains were under attack. 4 revolutionary captains have been sighted. Blast it all. They're not satisfied just by desecrating the symbol of our nobility. They've got to take our government food too? It's ugly jealousy from nameless peasants. Catch them all and strike off their heads. That's pretty low considering that they're like, oh, they're only attacking us because they're jealous of our rich, which is kind of sad. We have this freaky celestial dragon. And when that's done, put our security forces to the sword next. They deserve death for letting this happen to us, which is kind of sad. Those poor guards who think they're just doing their job. They probably don't get paid enough. So we see a celestial dragon riding a pirate, it seems. I told you to pull faster because, well, they're like slaves. This poor pirate is really tired. I told you to pull faster, you lazy mutt. And he's just whipping the poor guy. What if something were to happen to me? Enough. I'll walk on my own. Consider yourself terminated, scum. And the celestial dragon pulls a gun on the poor pirate. But then we see Karasu swoop in. My gun! Who did it? Karasut. How did he do this? Evacuate to safety, Saint Plumbing. His name's Saint Plumbing. This guy is Saint Plumbing. Got him. Pump him full of lead. Eradicate him entirely. And they just shoot Karasu, who gets a bunch of bullets in his body. He's been eradicated. Wait, what is he? What? We see a black mist go through the agents who are shooting at him. They're all in suits. Mainless grunts. Oh, belly suits. So, he used some sort of attack with black... Oh, okay. Captain of the Northern Forces Revolutionary Army, Karasu. Suit fruit. Oh, does that mean he... Is he a Logia then? Soot fruit. Like the soot from like ash? You know, like in a chimney? That's an interesting devil fruit. I always thought it was like some kind of special... Well, it wouldn't make sense for him to be a special zone with all the crows and stuff, which is very interesting. I like... It's a very unique attack style, that's for sure. Just sending out all his like he's literally a soot man, which is kind of like ash. He just sends them out as like crows, which is a very cool theme to his ability. So Obeli suits, and we just see spears of black soot just eradicating all these agents. And then he uses laser suit to cut the chain of the pirate. Oh wait, no, that's not Karasu who's doing that. That's Limburg who's doing it. Laser shooters. He has a laser gun. Hurry, wait on the east side of town. We're going to get out of here together. Thank you. Thank you so much. Not until you're safe and sound. Oh, I completely missed this stuff, but basically Karasu saved that old pirate. So, Captain of the Southern Forces Revolutionary Army, Lindbergh, the cat mink who is very, he has lots of gadgets. Whoa, there they go. Coming this way, liberate them faster. On it. We see Fujitora going head-to-head with Karasu. Crow, Soul Lotus. It's pretty cool. He sends a swarm of crows around Fujitora, who's just slicing them effortlessly. And then we see Morley, who is going 1-to-1 oh my gosh, forget his name. The Green Bull. He's going 1-to-1 with Green Bull, and he's matching him. He's just skewering him with the... Morley's skewering Green Bull with their trident. Ew, why is this boy so angry all the time? Because you're wrecking the city, obviously. Where did your leader go? And because Morley has that special fruit that lets them push things. So obviously, since Morley's like a half... I can't remember if they are a giant, but I know they're like one of the smaller giants. So they're going head-to-head with Green Bull pretty well because of their devil fruit, which just lets them push stuff. Where'd your leader go? Why are you trying to violate my privacy, you perv? Huh? Who are you calling a perv? You, don't stare at me like that. And because Green Bull's has like the tree fruit, he's like spreading roots all around while Morley is pushing everything around. And so the celestial dragons aren't very happy. You'll be put to death if anyone gets hurt, Ryokugyu. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. But yeah, Ryokugyu is getting scolded by the celestial dragons, which is kind of sad. How do you expect me to do my job, he's thinking. Get out of here, man. Fujitora just winds up an attack. Fujitora, what are you doing? I'm dropping a meteor. That's one way to do it. No, you idiot. Anything but that. Two admirals. If this weren't the land of the gods, they could wipe the map clean between the two of them. And what do we see? We see the fellow members of CP9, except Lucci and Kaku, and so we see all the people except those two, but we see Bruno, the wolf zone user. I forgot his name. It's Khalifa, the Chapapa guy, and so as the Yo-Yo guy. I forget their names. It's been so long. The revolutionaries are putting up a good fight, handicap or not. Chapapa. Those army captains are all serious business, and they're weird. They're not stepping in because it's just utter chaos. As we see the ripples of Morley's attack. All three captains are fighting pretty hard in this panel here. So we cut to Sabo. Sabo, have you found the collar key yet? Oh, right, because all the prisoners have collars on them. Any minute now. I found out the location. Lindbergh. What? Kuma's moved to Pangea Castle too. Huh? Chief Staff of Revolutionary Army. Sabo. I saw him with St. Rosewald and his son Charlos. Oh, those two. I'm sure they're plotting revenge for what happened in the mingling courtyard earlier. Excuse me? He's probably hasn't given up on the Princess Shirahoshi yet. She will be mine. Fucking, I hate this guy so much. He's the same guy Luffy punched pre-time skip. We'll never let him use Kuma like that. Of course we won't. Morley, get ready. You got it. We see a panel of Shirahoshi talking to someone in her palm of her hands. We don't know who, but then we also see Bonnie running around looking for, obviously, Kuma. Daddy. Then we cut to Vivi, who is having a talk with none other than Lucci. Will you leave me alone? I'm going to ask Vice Admiral Garp for help. But we are here to protect you. Well, it certainly didn't look that way with Shirahoshi back there. You're not stupid. You're not stupid. You know they'll go after her again. We cut... Oh, man, Vivi's getting... She's throwing some shade under Lucci, and he's just like, why do I have to deal with this? Obviously, he can't just attack her because that's... Well, it would create... obvious, you know what I mean. Only King... so we see King Cobra with his retainers. Only King Cobra is permitted in the audience with the 5 elders. But... cough, cough is coming from King Cobra. Chaka, Pell. This will not take long, but I don't want you waiting around getting bored. Go and we'll stand watch over Vivi instead. I can't help but worry over that tomboy daughter of mine. To be continued. So, we'll probably find out in the next chapter, in 1084, what happens to King Cobra. It seems he might know what's happening, what might happen to him. So he's sending Chaka and Pell. Chaka, they're both zone users. And, well, obviously, Pell's the one who survived a nuclear blast, which is, you know, a great many memes were created because of this. The Willa P was created because Pell survived. So obviously, King Cobra is ordering them to get Vivi out of... Obviously, to look after her. They don't know what might happen to Vivi. So we might find out how Vivi became into the possession of Big News Morgans. Because, if I remember, Big News Morgans and The guy with the munch fruit, I forget his name. He's such a... I hate that character. Well, anyways, they were in his airship. I remember that in a couple chapters ago. It was a while ago. But maybe we'll find out what exactly happens down in Reverie. Things are just heating up. And I hope St. Charles does not get his hands on Shiera Hoshi. I will hate the guy even more if he does. Anyways, that is chapter 1083. The things are heating up, and we're finally figuring out what is going on, what happened in Reverie while the Straw Hats were they were kicking Kaido's ass. Well, anyways, that's chapter 83. I already stated this, but anyways, everyone have a good weekend. Well, it's not the weekend anymore, but have a good week. See you next week in the long May weekend. Goodbye, 10 out of 10 chapter.